All right, good evening, guys. It's kind of too late for me, but I just want to make sure I take the time to review the rest of the practice test. So I don't know what you guys, how, if this number 11 of mine is the same as yours, but this is, if not, then you guys can go through the test and find out which one it is. So it says Peter is trying to build a fence as shown in the diagram, which angle must be congruent to ensure the top and the bottom beams are parallel. So every time you were talking about two lines are parallel, we have to make sure we pick an angle from the top. So this top are the two tops, right? And then the other one has to come from this side, okay, and this side. And remember one thing they have to share a common transversal. So what we try to do right now is trying to see if this yellow line, not this one, the yellow line, so that's what I'm trying to do. This line is parallel to this line, okay? That's what we're trying to do. We have two transversal. One of the transversal is AC, so is AC, and then the other transversal is BD. So I'm going to do each one of them separate. And, as you guys know, I like to cover my side that doesn't match so that you're not getting confused with it. Okay, so I'm just going to cover the side so that we are not getting confused into, which one we're picking, right? So looking at this, M and N are the two angles that are given here, right? So knowing those two are congruent would help us to prove that the two lines are going to be parallel, but I don't know if that's what is given, right? Is there M is congruent to N? Yes. Is this question? Yeah. So I guess the first one, M and P. So you can't pick one from this side and then pick another one from this side, right? You can't do that. So that's what we can't pick this one. N and P, the same thing. I can't pick this and this side because they don't have a common transversal. And then M and R, the same thing. I can't. So the only one that has both is this. Okay, so it's gonna be A for this one. All right, 12. A worker is painting a strip in painting strips in a parking lot, which of the following must be true to say if strip B is parallel to strip C. So that's what we wanted, right? That we want those to be the same. And then remember, this is the transversal that is common for both of them, which is line A. So we have to kind of look at it. That is the transversal, these are the angles. So the first choice they gave us is angle 1 and angle 4 are supplementary. Would that be true? Or angle 1 is congruent to angle 2. So what you guys can do is, see this angle here? Compare it to this angle here. So are they the same? Do they both look at the same, or one is big, one is small? You can clearly see that one is big, one is small, right? So it needs to be supplementary, yes? So that's the one we have to pick, okay? All right. All right, next. All right, it says, which condition will prove that A is parallel to B? And it kind of goes through the properties here. So just remember, the same side interior angles are going to be the same. So what I usually do is, okay, let's say I color this my blue. What else is going to be blue? The vertical angle is going to be blue. The alternate interior angles are going to be blue. And the alternate exterior angles are going to be blue. Okay? That means all those colors are going to be congruent. And I'll color the acute angle green. The acute angle green, that means the green ones are the same. And if it's a green and blue, then it's going to be supplementary. So it says 1 and 2 are supplementary. Yes, that is true. Would that prove that the two lines are parallel? Knowing that 1 and 2 are supplementary. Would that prove that? No, 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 right? You guys should know this because linear pair doesn't prove two lines are going to be parallel, right? So I'm just going to cross this out. This is not possible. All right, the next one is 2 and 8. 2 is green, 8 is from this top. Are they supplementary? Yes, they are. They're different colors. So yes. 3 and 6, they're the same color. They're going to be congruent. Yes. Right? 6 and 7, right? They are congruent. They are vertical angles. But it does not prove that the two lines are parallel because they are vertical angles. So here you go. This is your choice. Okay? All right, 14. Remember, we did the same thing as this kind of problem. Number 2, number 4. Again, it says based on the information, which two lines are going to be parallel, right? That's what the question is asking you. To be parallel, the angles are either congruent or supplementary. Congruent might be a repeat question too, or supplementary, right? So pick two angles that add up to 180 in this case, since I don't have any of the angles to be congruent. So pick the two angles that are supplementary, and you guys can find the answer. All right, so 15 comes from what we are learning in the last class. So this one is asking you which 2 points determine a line parallel to QR. So this one, you can kind of plot it and you can determine, or what you can do is you find the slope of this line and then do the slope. I think that's what they probably want you to do. So let's see, we can find the slope of this line. So how many did I go up and how many did I go over, right? So you can kind of count 1, 2, 3, 4. I went up 4, and then I went to the left 1, 2. So 4 over -2. So I'm using my mouse to write, my keypad, which gives you -2 slope. Okay, so we know parallel lines have the same slope, so you have to look at the choices they give you and see which one is going to give you the same slope. So you can graph 1, 1, so we can just try this one. 1, 1, so let me erase this piece so that I have clear vision of where my lines are. So 1, 1 is going to be here. I guess I can use this pen. 1, 1 is here. And 2, -1. 2, -1 is here, right? So you can clearly draw a line between the two. Something that can pass between the two. So this might look like parallel. I don't know if it goes a little bit this side. But to check, I want to know if the slope is the same. So I'll just say, okay, how many did I go up? I went up 1, 2, right? And then I went to the left 1. So I went up 2, and then I went 1 to the left. So this also gives me -2. Are they the same? Yes, ma'am. So that means those two have the same slope. If you don't want to do the graphing method, you can use the slope formula, which is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, and see if they have the same slope. So parallel line have the same slope, and that's what you guys can do. So graphing it makes it easier to count rise over run. So I suggest you do that. Okay. All right, 16 is which term best describe the relationship between the two lines? You have to put it as y equals mx plus b. Okay, mx plus b4. You have to put it both and then check the slope. Okay, and then we're going to determine. So the first one is x plus 2y equals 5, right? All right, since it's taking me longer time, I'm just going to pause it and just do it and start it back again. All right, as you guys can see, I did the problems, y equals mx plus b form. So the red one is the first equation, and the slope for the red one is negative 1/2, right? And 1 is negative 1/2. And then if you look at the blue one, the slope for the blue one is positive 2, right? So what is the relationship between the two? Are they perpendicular or parallel? They're negative reciprocal of each other. So it's going to be perpendicular lines. Perfect. All right, 17. What are the measure of two complementary angles? So every time I see a word that needs to be defined, I underline it, and I put what that means, right? Complementary is 90. If the difference of their measure is 18, what are the two numbers? So what are the measure of two complementary angles? So they have to add up to 90. So anything that doesn't add up to 90, I'm going to delete. This is not the two that I'm going to definitely know they're not going to be 90-degree angle, right? I guess they thought that you guys going to mistake it from being supplementary. I don't know why they would even give you that. But that's what we're going to eliminate. And then, so when I add 41 plus 49, will give me 90. 36 plus 54 gives me 90, but I need the difference to be 18. So the difference to be 18 is what? 54 and 36. Yep. All right, a complementary of x measure 37. What's the complementary of supplementary, right? So what this means is x plus 37 gives you 90. The complement of x measures 97. So, or you can do 90 minus 37. So x is now 53, right? But the question is, what is the supplement of this? So you have to do 180 minus 53. Okay, that would be the answer. That's what you have to do. All right, 19. Okay, in the diagram, angle 1 is given, angle 2 is given. Which is closest to the value of x? What do you know about those two angles? They are vertical angles. So they're going to be congruent to each other. So set the two equation up, solve for x. 20. In the figure, angle 1 and angle 2 is given. So every time you see this box, then you know that it is a perpendicular line. That means this is also 90 degree. This question was actually on your Unit 1 test. Plus 12 equals to, plus 6x plus 8 equals to 90. Right? Then you solve for x. Is that what the question is asking? You have to go down and check. Angle 1. So they're asking for angle 1. So after you solve for x, plug it into this number. Okay? All right. I'll do the 21 to 30 in the next video. I hope this is helpful.